Do you remember the amendobo ice cream shop? What if I told you that SpongeBob hid something far more bizarre and sinister behind that ice cream than you ever imagined? Doubt it? Then get ready, because today you're going to discover one of the most disturbing mysteries hidden in the depths of Bikini Bottom. Something that has been right in front of your eyes this whole time, and you never noticed. Everything starts out seemingly innocent. A simple ice cream shop, a colorful, cheerful environment, smiling customers, happy children, a lighthearted atmosphere. Just like any normal SpongeBob episode. But what no one realizes is that right under our noses, there was something much darker. A strange, unsettling secret that completely changes the way we see not only the amendobo, but the entire show itself. Early in the episode, we see Patrick excited at the counter, choosing ice cream samples like nothing else in the world matters. He tastes one flavor, then another, until the clerk, already visibly irritated, complains that he has gone far beyond the allowed number of samples. But Patrick doesn't back down. He insists. He pushes the situation. He starts acting in a way that feels abusive and even demands that she use a special spoon, his spoon, just so he can keep eating more ice cream. Hey, you've tried all of our flavors. Could you please choose one? Not so fast. Now I want to try some combinations, and I want you to use my spoon. At that moment, the tone completely shifts. What was supposed to be funny becomes strange, uncomfortable. The clerk loses her patience and calls security. Patrick is thrown out of the ice cream shop. But then comes the first thing that makes absolutely no sense. Two employees walk outside and literally sit on top of Patrick, who is lying on the ground as if he doesn't even exist. As if he's invisible? How does no one notice this? And it doesn't stop there. While they're there by coincidence, the two employees start talking loudly about amendobo. They say that anyone who works there gets free ice cream. They repeat it several times out of nowhere, almost like they want to make sure Patrick hears it. Now think about it. Was that really a coincidence, or were they planting that idea in his head? And look closely at those employees. They don't seem normal. No emotion. Stiff movements. Mechanical speech. As if they're being controlled. As if they're not fully conscious. From that moment on, everything becomes increasingly unsettling. It's like Patrick has been lured into something he doesn't understand. Soon after, the episode shows a bizarre explanation of the origins of amendobo, including random rules like maintain good work habits, believe in extraterrestrials, peace, hugs, and ice cream. Wait, extraterrestrials? Why would an episode about ice cream mention aliens at all? If you start connecting the dots, you realize nothing here is random. After hearing that suspicious conversation, Patrick becomes completely obsessed with the idea of getting free ice cream. Without thinking twice, he decides to work at the shop. The training is way too fast, suspiciously fast. During his shift, Patrick literally falls asleep. The manager, who already feels forced and unsettling, begins explaining his tasks. First mission, wash the dishes. Simple, right? When the manager comes back, he's shocked. Patrick finished everything in record time, way too fast to be normal. But then comes the disgusting detail. Patrick didn't wash a single dish. He licked all of them, taking advantage of the leftover ice cream. The manager swallows it and moves on to the next task, unloading a truck full of ice cream. And then something even more absurd happens. Patrick somehow manages to start a fire inside the freezer. How is that even possible? And how do you light a fire inside a freezer? It's as if the laws of physics simply don't apply in that place. And the feeling that something is deeply wrong only grows stronger. Exhausted and out of ideas, the manager makes a desperate decision. He turns Patrick into an attraction. Patrick puts on an amendobo costume to entertain the children. And that's when everything completely falls apart. The children aren't just enjoying it. They're hypnotized. They repeat phrases like, "I love amendobo," with a hollow, robotic tone. It doesn't sound like joy. It sounds like programming. They don't adore amendobo. They obey it. At this point, the question becomes unavoidable. Is amendobo just a mascot or a tool? Patrick is sent home and told to come back the next day for another chance. He returns to his house, sad, confused, like he's trapped in a reality that doesn't make sense. And then something even stranger happens. He sees Spongebob and doesn't recognize him. Patrick looks confused, uneasy, as if he's facing a complete stranger. SpongeBob, on the other hand, just stands there with that fixed, unnatural smile. Something is very wrong. This is where the central theory is born. After consuming the amendobo ice cream, Patrick undergoes some form of brainwashing. The ice cream is altering his perception, affecting his mind. On the second day, SpongeBob decides to help him. He hides inside Patrick's apron and acts as his hands. The plan works. But there's a disturbing detail. The manager clearly sees SpongeBob and pretends he doesn't. Why? Maybe because the job was never the point. Patrick was always the target. During his break, Patrick drinks all the amendobo ice cream. No limits, no control. Until he freezes the entire Earth. And billions of years later, when everything thaws, who shows up? The aliens. And suddenly, everything connects. The ice cream shop isn't just an ice cream shop. Amendobo isn't just ice cream. Everything there is a front for a mind control operation. The ice cream is sweet, addictive, pleasurable, exactly how control needs to be. Those who consume too much begin to lose their grip on reality. The children are hypnotized. Patrick loses his identity. And the aliens, using advanced technology, use Bikini Bottom as a testing ground. Amendobo is only the beginning.